exactly. I got the skill.
But yeah, the July 1st story is
Pretty much that. I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping it's still coming up, but let's just say I still have plans for tomorrow.
What I was more surprised at the story about was how July 1st, even though it had like next to no evidence for it actually happening, how people kind of just like took it for granted.
Oh yeah, no. People are clinging on to whatever they can get their hands on. I can go make a post on TL.net right now and be like, oh, some Blizzard guy just told me it's going to be up, on July 2nd. He confirmed it, and they'd be like, oh, yep, okay, yep, for sure, Huk said it. SC2 back on the 2nd, and everybody would believe it. I mean, people are just clinging to whatever they could get their hands on right now.
Yeah, like Gosu Coaching had a post on Twitter where they said, the beta's coming up tomorrow, you better go and book your times to get your coaching. And then there's like...
I wonder if anybody booked them. Better be looking for that refund ASAP.
Some website, I think StarCraft Legacy or something, is starting up a back-to-beta tournament that starts on July 2nd.
Pretty Phil. I don't know, man. I mean, I guess people are just very hopeful. I am, man. I fell for it. I was like, yep, July 1st is going to be back up. Moman actually asked me, because he was going to some European tournament or something, ESWC or something. He's like, I'll be playing against so-and-so if SC2's back up on this day. Do you think it'll be back up? I'm like, yeah, I'm like 90% sure it's going to be back up on July 1st. Sorry, Moman. I don't think so now.
Yeah, well, honestly, I think that they're going to try and get into launch conditions, and then they're probably going to open up the beta like maybe 2 weeks before retail, and it just won't close down before retail comes out.
I wouldn't be that bad, I guess. I don't know, man. I just hope it's back whenever it can be. It's blazed in time till then.
As late as possible for me, just because I'm going to bartending school, and I'd rather.
Oh, really?
I'd rather be going out at night and know that I can't play StarCraft right now than.
Have that temptation. I feel you.
Yeah.
So what is your bartending school end in 2 weeks or something? And then you're open for...
It starts on July 5th and it goes until the 27th or something like that. So I'm going to have some time with that, but as much time as possible,
Okay, I see.
Alright, so another question we got here, another thing we got here anyway, is the developer question. And I've been tossing this to all of my interviewees. I'm sure everyone's tired of me saying this. They seem to get a real kick out of it.
Alright, I'm ready.
But you're given $13 million by Blizzard.
Awesome.
And they have assigned to you an army of automaton droids that know how to program. And they can program without sleep, eating, or drinking, or, breaks. From now until the 27th. And they basically say, Huk, we need you to tell these robots everything that needs to be done to StarCraft 2 to make it perfect for launch. What are you going to do in this situation? What would you change to StarCraft 2 for it to be ready for launch?
I'm just going to say pretty much probably what other people have been saying, a lot of it having to do with Battle.net 2.0, as far as chat channels, the replay where you can view somebody else's replay history and see pretty much their whole build orders for all the games they've played. They don't have to turn that off necessarily, but they should allow the players to
hide games or not record them or something.
Yeah, exactly. Let certain games be displayed and certain games not to be displayed. And they should do that with offline, online. So you can show up offline for other people. Identifiers where you can't have random people add you and then message you and harass you. Because I'm pretty sure every top player from, Idra, LZ Gamer, myself, Orb, who's not really a top player. He's really good, but he's not a top player. But he's well known. I'm sure Day9's gotten harassed. I mean... It's just, you get spammed, harassed, and all this other stuff, and
I have a question for you on that note, with iCup and things like that. I'm not trying to, bulge around, I just have questions, and I must ask questions, because follow-up, Anyways,
yeah.
on Icy Cup, you guys still all had usernames. Did you not have these exact same problems when people found your usernames?
Well, for me personally, I wasn't as known as some other people, but iCup you could smurf. You could make a new account. You could, make a random account that you go on just to practice, where you don't talk to anybody you don't want to talk to. Only a certain amount of people know about the Smurf, or no one knows about it. So you can get on this account, you can play, don't talk to anybody, or only talk to a select few people, and no one knows you're on this account. StarCraft 2 isn't going to have that. You got this one account per one buy. So basically, you're stuck with this one account, and as soon as somebody knows it, they can add you. And with beta, I remember beta you couldn't even ignore before. You'd get messages no matter what, and that was obviously a big problem because you could get spammed during your game and you couldn't do anything about it. Slowly but surely, they added like the D&D feature where you only receive messages when you're at a game. Basically, it would show up, and when in game you wouldn't get like spammed or anything, it wouldn't pop up on your screen. Because I remember watching LZ's stream way back when, and this guy kept spamming him, and he had no way of blocking him, and the only way that I could think of to help him was to tell him to open up a bunch of chat windows so that you had the max filled chat windows, and then all of a sudden, his chat wouldn't get through to you because you already had a max number of chat windows open. But no, that didn't happen in SC1 because you could always just smurf. One of the advantages of smurfing compared to disadvantages.
Yeah. Okay. And then I got one last question for you, since we are kind of at the typical length of the show. We typically run about 50, 60 minutes, and we're at about 51 minutes now.
All right.
And this is actually a listener question, and it was told to ask Huk this: why do you probe dance?
Do I probe dance? I don't know what that means.
Short patrol.
I don't do that. I'm gonna guess he means I don't know, I click around sometimes just to keep my fingers busy. I don't know, act cocky. I don't know, psych out the opponent. There's a lot of reasons. I just do it because it's the type of player I am. I mean, I'm sure a lot of other players would be like, oh, that's wasting time. That's a waste of energy or blah, blah, blah. I don't know, man. I just always done it. So I liked microing my probe when I did play Protoss and SE1 because Protoss had this ranged attack with their probes, and SCVs were pretty much melee, so you could actually kite against a worse player that didn't know this with your probe and never take a hit from an SCV. And I kind of wanted to resemble that same kind of micro in SE2, even though you can't do that exact same move just by scouting early with my probe, harassing these 45 HP SCVs while they're building, blocking tech labs and add-ons like reactors, and then dancing around them when I'm recharging my shields.
Okay. Actually, I got another